Breaking news, Britney Spears has been approved to hire her own lawyer. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and this is massively important and great news to hear. Britney Spears is finally able to hire her own counsel, specifically Mathew Rosengart, prominent Hollywood lawyer, former federal prosecutor, will be Britney's lawyer, it seems. This is really great news coming in literally right now. She's been in court all day. It's a private case. They've been waiting for updates to come outside of the trial. In fact, Free Britney has been outside streaming this all day, waiting to see what the information would be. There will likely be other details coming forward out of this this hearing as to whether her conservator, Jody Montgomery, is her securities paid for. A lot of other things may still come up out of this, but the biggest pressing question was, would they allow Britney to select her own lawyer? And yes, they finally have approved that she will be hiring her own attorney. Now, most of this report, because it just broke out, is all the stuff we already know. But I wanted to go and tell you why this is important. I mean, the fact that she wasn't able to hire her own attorney for all this time is so infuriating. And the fact that we've had to fight and will she be able to get her own lawyer is so scary and awful. But the fact that now she has been able to go out and find her own attorney, someone that she has sought out through her own connections and talked to and met with and felt confident with and say, okay, great, let's do this. That is a huge, huge thing. Now, who is this lawyer? Is this lawyer going to help us? Well, according to all the reports I've read, yes, he's a good lawyer. He's outside of all of this. He's been following the case, and it seems like he could be a great lawyer to finally step up and help Britney get out of this. He is apparently, this was the lawyer's name had leaked out earlier through Page 6 and other outlets a couple days ago, or actually this was yesterday. But he has apparently agreed to be her lawyer before even this court hearing happened. And Britney had multiple conversations with Mathew in recent days. She was concerned about what was going on to happen after Samuel Ingram is resigned as her lawyer, but Mathew has assured her that she will be in good hands if the judge appoints him. Well, they did. He has been keeping close tabs on her case for a while now and felt that her testimony last month was very compelling. He'll be in court tomorrow. Rosengart's a former federal prosecutor, has worked for a number of A-listers, including Ben Affleck, Steven Spielberg, Sean Penn. Ingram, Spears' lawyer since 2008, started the conservatorship, asked to resign from the case because she told him to. And he has not been a good representative for her, has not sort of given her the honest things, has been caught doing sort of terrible things behind the scenes of maybe we shouldn't tell her these things. So while she has been okay with him, it seems, she clearly realized he was not in her best interest. So he's now out, and he's not out until the judge appoints a new. But now with Mathew, this lawyer, Mathew, what's his name? The last name, Rosengart, up, it's clear now Ingram will finally be out. You gotta remember, Ingram is being paid yearly, and his associate, I believe, out of Britney's money, and getting paid more than Britney out of her money. It's infuriating when you really understand the details of this case. But yes, she was at one point Britney had claimed that she was never made aware of the fact that she could petition for the conservatorship to end, let alone her own lawyer. Ingram was extremely upset by the statement, according to sources at TMZ, who claimed he had made that fact very clear to the pop star. Sources further allege that Spears had expressed to Ingram she only wanted to remove her father, Jamie, from his role and not end it altogether. So back and forth, wondering what really happened. In addition to Ingram, the womanizer singer lost her manager, Larry Randolph, who quit less than a week after their conservative state. Bessemer Trust announced its exit. Rudolph claimed his departure was due to Spears' intent to retire from music, which I don't believe that's happening. I think she's going to want to do it on her own terms. She doesn't want to be doing this under everyone's watch. So big news here, the fact that Britney has finally gotten approved for this lawyer, this hiring of the lawyer. She's been permitted to allow her own lawyer. Guys, just think about that for a second. How effed up is this? We had to have a case here to basically allow her to have her own counsel. I mean, this is awful. But thank God we will now have one. Now, still outstanding questions. There's other questions. Will they be investigating her account of things and actually figuring out what's going on here? Is another question that they're asking. Who will be in charge of the finances? Are they stripping out then Jamie from all this since Bessemer Trust is now gone as well? A lot of things I'm sure are still being figured out. Will Miss Spears be covering her conservator's security, which is something that came up as well? A very expensive security. Is it a request to end the conservatorship on the way? Will the lawyer now, this new lawyer, be able to finally file that without any trouble? These are the questions we're still going to wait as this proceeds, but this is a huge moment, big reveal to finally give Britney some good news. And so, yeah, he had pleaded his case, is what we're told here. This was older news here, but he is pleading his case in the courtroom. It's now still closed. It's still started, but they're taking breaks and stuff as stuff comes out. And the word has now gotten out that, yes, this lawyer, Mathew Rosengart, will be her new attorney. So this was great. She wants to hire him, and he's expected to make the appearance today. Without her father, Jamie, get in the way of the conservator of her state. That's really what's most important here. But free Britney in full effect outside. Jamie's probably a bit conflicted because Rosengart will likely seek to remove Jamie as conservator. But Jamie, her dad, has made it clear, yes, we should pursue this, and yes, Britney should have her way to do this. This is something Jamie has been holding out and trying to avoid for a long time. So Jamie's doing everything he can, her father, in his book to sort of play victim, play like he did nothing wrong. And the reality is the house of cards that he's built are all finally falling, and the control he's had over his daughter is no more. As more and more comes out of this, it's going to be very clear that he is a monster, I think, very clearly, as you see all this. And so this is good news. I'm very happy. Let's check in back with the Free Britney. Here they are still outside celebrating outside the court, waiting for more information to come. As I'm sure more information will be coming out throughout the day. You can catch this out on Twitter, other places online to see the updates. I did want to follow up since I haven't reported on the story in a while. There was another famous person did finally speak out, and that was Miss Madonna, the queen herself. She called this a violation to human rights, which it absolutely is. But she spoke out. She actually got some flack, excuse me, for how she said it. Here was the quote she put out in her Instagram stories. "Give this woman her life back. Slavery was abolished so long ago. Death to the greedy patriarchy that has been doing this to women for centuries. This is a violation of human rights. Britney, we are coming to get you out of jail." Big statement there from Madonna, the queen, who, as you recall, made out with her back in the MTV movie or video VMAs a while back. So she got some flack for the use of the word here. Guys, just come on. She meant well, and she did well, and I think it's nice to see more people of this size finally speak up about it. Another one that spoke out was McLean of Backstreet Boys, sharing a story of when he recently met her at a cupcake shop. He said it was heartbreaking at the time. It's an amazing cupcake shop that she goes through, that I go to. They usually don't chat, but last time I saw her, it broke my heart. Last time I saw her, she was with a gentleman. I'm assuming it was security or maybe a driver. I went in, she's there. She looked right at me, and I was like, "Hey, it's AJ." And she just kind of had this glass face, like she just didn't know who was there. It took her a minute, and then she realized it was me, and we hugged, and we talked for a brief moment, but I could just see that this wasn't her. Like, I'm not looking at the person I knew from years and years ago. He said it really upset him too because Britney had mentioned meeting a friend at an AA meeting, Alcoholics Anonymous. I did AA for 2 years, 3 meetings a week, and I had a bunch of women there, and I'm not able to see my friends that live 8 minutes away from me, which is I find extremely strange. And AJ had a huge problem with that. That is BS to me because that's the whole core of what we do in the program is fellowship. We lean on each other. We look up to each other for support. And if somebody were to take that from me, it would really be difficult for me to stay sober. Honest to God. I just wish that for her, honestly. So again, at everything, his sharing the story is the private sort of moment. I don't know why he's doing that, but his frustration with her not even being able to speak to her AA sponsors yet again speaks to why this case is so important and why this news today that, yes, she finally will be able to hire her own attorney is a great sign in the right direction. So I'll be following this case for all of you, keeping you updated as more comes out. But I've been wanting to do an update, and I wanted to wait till we got the really definitive information about this. And yes, Britney Spears, coming in from the New York Times here, has been approved to hire her own lawyer in this conservator case. So Yes. All right. Still a lot to do. We still got to get her out of this and figure out what's going on and how do we punish the people who have been holding her into this, if that's really what's been happening, which it sure seems like it has. So stay tuned for more. In fact, make sure you've hit that subscribe button for me if you can. We just hit 150,000 subscribers, trying to get to 200. So hit the bell, smash the like, join the Popcorn Planet family. We talk about a lot of pop culture issues, important things like this, as well as other movie scoops and pop culture news. So thanks to all of you who've been joining. Stay tuned for more coverage here on Popcorn Planet. And don't forget, hashtag Free Britney!